Alright everybody, it is time for your daily demo. Today we've got PlayStation Move heroes. We've got Rob and Woody here to describe the game for us, guys. Thank you for joining us. Pretend I don't know anything about this game. How would you describe this?
It's a title made from the ground up for the Move, featuring three of the greatest Sony franchises ever: Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, and Sly Cooper, Sly&Bently in our game. It's not meant to be a continuation of any of those franchises, but it's really bringing the characters that everyone knows and loves, the sense of humor, the setting, some of the weapons, and putting them together in something that's really built to exercise the Move controller and let people just have a fun time, playing with the Move.
You have Move controllers in your hand,
Absolutely.
So I'll let you guys get to it. Let's get this game started and show everybody what this is all about.
Sure. So there's 5 different types of core gameplay in the game. There's disc, bowling, melee, gun, and whip. And they all have a very different feel. They all use the controller in very different ways. This this disc mission, you move the character around with the navigation or the 6-axis, and you use the Move controller to throw discs. Once you throw them, you continue to use the Move controller to guide it with really a lot of precision and a lot of agility. But the goal of this mission is really to let the player explore the environment. You can see we have a mixture of different kind of notable locations from Metropolis City. We've got the trains and some kind of iconic buildings. And that's what you're going to see throughout the game. It's like pieces of the player's homeworlds taken and built into these arenas. Each character that you use also has their own unique ability. So since Woody chose Clank in this mission, he's got access to the Zony power. Once he collects enough crystals and the meter in the upper left is full, he can use the L1 button on the navigation controller or the 6-axis, and he gets a brief little assistance from his Zony helpers. Different characters have different special abilities, and it varies depending on the mission as well. In each mission, you can get either a bronze, silver, or gold, depending on how well you do. The goal is to get at least a bronze, which allows you to advance, unlock the next set of missions. But a more advanced player that wants to get higher on the leaderboard or unlock different trophies, they'll want to replay the mission a couple more times, try to get a silver or gold. In bowling, you're more physically bound to the ground, but you can still use the controller to steer both on the ground and in the air. And you can also use the controller to hop, to go over obstacles or bounce off walls and so on. So it's very much more of a puzzle aspect. How do you navigate the world and use things like the boost rings and different ramps to achieve your objectives? In this case, his objective is, same as it was in the last mission, to hit all those caged wibbles and free them. In this case, he's got 20 that he's got to find versus 10. And as you get different plateaus, like 15, 20, you get different medal levels. Every level also contains a hidden collectible that the player can find once per game, and getting the hidden collectibles in each area unlocks new costumes for the characters. So since this, in this particular mission, you would be you're looking for gold coins because you're in a Paris mission. If you're in a Haven mission, you'll be looking for precursor orbs. So things, again, taken from the original franchises. Gun is obviously one that we had to do. I mean, especially the Ratchet and Clank franchise is known for its variety of weaponry. So depending on which gun challenge you pick, you're going to have various weapons such as the combuster, the bouncer cannon, or the
red morph gun.
The red morph gun,
right.
Thank you. And in each mission, your objective also changes. So the first 2 missions we saw, the objective was to find the trapped wibbles, free them by smashing the cages. Here you can see we have wibbles and cages again, but they're on these towers. The goal here is to protect those towers so that the enemies that are attacking them don't get them to lower, and then they basically can attack the wibbles. So you're protecting them by fending off the enemies from 3 different towers scattered throughout the level. And also when you stand near the towers, you actually recharge it. And we can mix and match the objectives against different weapons. So sometimes you'll be playing, this is called a Guardian mode. Sometimes you'll play this with a gun weapon. Sometimes you'll play it with even a bowling ball. We have a mission where you're bowling against enemies to keep them from attacking these wibble pods. So a lot of variety comes from mix and matching the objective versus the weapon. And also you can see this mission is limited by health. So in addition to keeping track of the health of the pods in the upper right of the screen, he's also got to keep track of his own health in terms of the number of hearts in the upper left and look for health power-ups and other opportunities to stay in the game. So here he's using his auto-hack ability. You can see enemies that he comes into range start attacking each other instead of attacking him, giving him a lot of time to take them out, heal the pods if he wants to. And that's basically an example of gun and Guardian mode of the game.
All right, cool.
So one of the cool things is any of the missions of the game you can play both single player or cooperatively. When you play cooperatively, one player has the nav controller or 6-axis and the motion controller. The other player just has an additional motion controller, and they play kind of a support role. But in addition to just collecting crystals to power up my attacks, I have a choice of 4 different abilities I can do. My basic ability is going to just kind of be a gun that shoots into the environment. But I can also, once I get enough crystals, I can use these other abilities, some of which are unique to my character. And I can start helping Woody out by smashing enemies that are off to the side or smashing crates, all the while looking for opportunities to sweep these more distant crystals that he can't reach. And now I've got enough to maybe throw some grenades into the environment, which take out groups of enemies, which really helps him out. Or in the case of this one, I can do a temporal rift, which actually sucks a larger group of enemies into sort of a wormhole type thing, which is Clank's special ability. So let's see, a good time for a wormhole here. Throw that out there, and you suck those guys in. I can also be supportive to the game by giving him an extra time power-up. So if we're low on time and I have enough crystals, I can simply pull my trigger and give him a time extension. So this is kind of like a capture the flag type of experience. The more you bring back, the higher the medal you get. You also get bonuses for collecting multiple wibbles before you take them back, but that entails risk because you're not getting the health power-ups and the sort of guaranteed medals that you get by returning them one by one. So here's a nice Groovatron spot. But I'm going to disrupt their fun by throwing a temporal rift at them. So a lot of different combination ways to have fun, destroy things in the environment.
All right, nice work. Well, I appreciate you guys coming by and showing the game. Before we let you go, can you remind everybody out there when PlayStation Move Heroes is going to be out in stores?
Yeah, PlayStation Move Heroes is March 22nd. And also there's going to be a unique bundle pack at Toys R Us that gives you the PlayStation Eye, a motion controller, and PlayStation Move Heroes for $99.99.
All right, there you guys have it. That's PlayStation Move Heroes. Now on with the rest of the show.